My name is Susan J. Barron, and this body of work is called Depicting the Invisible. It's a portrait series of veterans suffering from PTSD. This work was inspired when I learned that 22 veterans commit suicide every day. I think that people don't understand what PTSD is or what it feels like. So I set out to do this portrait series in which each painting would give you the feeling of what the experience is to have PTSD. I spent the last year and a half traveling the country, speaking with veterans diagnosed with PTSD. Hearing their stories, listening to them speak about the hell of war, understanding their demons, laughing with them, crying with them. Ultimately, these works are about making a human connection. These portraits, a combination of photography, paint, collage, and text, are layered with the veterans' stories in their own words. My mission was to give these veterans, who often feel invisible or forgotten, a voice. I wanted to create a contrast between the elegance of the images and the brutality of their stories. Each subject makes direct eye contact unflinchingly with the viewer, and my intention was to show these veterans as simultaneously powerful and vulnerable, and to depict them as the heroes they are. Could I make a painting that would make you cry, that could make you rage? One work depicts Corporal Derek Butler with his service dog Phoenix as he recounts the horrors of war. He says, "When I got back from Iraq, I'd have this one reoccurring nightmare. I had to watch my buddy die." He was finally united with his service dog after his second suicide attempt. In Specialist Bird Jones' portrait, he talks about his Humvee hitting an IED, and as he stood up to assess the situation, his leg fell out of his pants. Military police officer Craig McNabb tells his story of being stationed at 9/11 and rolling body parts into body bags and not being able to get the images of death out of his head. In the portrait of Sergeant Renula A. Trotter, the story of her rape by a star soldier captures the intersection of military sexual assault, PTSD, and the Me Too movement. And Sergeant Russell Carter, Rusty.
It's scary because no one can actually tell you what's wrong with you, whereas the physical injuries that I have, a doctor can pull out my x-ray and show me where I broke my neck and where I broke my back and what's wrong with me.
It was him first waking up from a medically induced coma, and my parents and I walked into the room and they immediately started crying, and I had to actually pull them out of the room, bring them into the hallway, and make them sit outside while I went inside, because I explained to them right now is not the time to be crying.
But the mental injuries, no one can tell you what's actually wrong. It's just something you have to deal with on your own.
So for 4th of July, we went out in Florida for a fireworks show, and we had no idea it was going to happen. We thought that Rusty was going to be fine with it, but as soon as that first big bang went off, it sent Rusty back.
It just triggered something in me that made me think I was back in a war zone.
When I saw him and the look on his face, it was a complete and utter state of distress. He didn't know what to do. He wanted to get out of his chair and literally run to cover, but he couldn't.
And I saw people in buildings shooting down at me, and I knew the reality of the situation, that would be impossible, but I was actually seeing it with my eyes. So I was trying to tell myself it wasn't real, but when you're actually seeing something, it's a little tricky and really hard to get through.
If anybody is trying to bring awareness to PTSD, they're doing an absolutely incredible thing. And if anybody's doing any projects to help bring awareness and spread the word and make people knowledgeable and less ignorant to the fact that this is out there and this is a big problem, it's absolutely incredible, and I wish more people were doing it.
Damon Ziegler's family told me that one of his proudest moments was participating in this portrait series. An ex-Marine, he was seeking healing from PTSD in the most high-minded ways through yoga and Buddhism, and he peer mentored hundreds of young veterans coming home who were in a dark place. Before the opening of our New York City show, I heard from his mother. Damon was dead. I dedicated our interactive art installation, A Table for the Fallen, to Damon.
My name is Elizabeth Ritter. This is my nephew, Airman Sean M. Jenkins. He died of a heroin overdose on April 4th, 2018, following a battle with opioid addiction, following a service-related injury and a training exercise shortly after he got out of basic.
My name's Private First Class Ken Weiner, and I want to sit here today and remember a good friend from high school, Specialist Joseph Lancourt. Today's November 12th, 2018. 11 years and 2 days ago, my good friend Joe Lancourt, high school friend, lost his life in the Kandahar Valley in Afghanistan.
My name is Megan Putty, and I am here to honor Damon Allen Ziegler, who was my cousin and my friend, and I just want to say that I love you, and I feel like you're still with us in so many ways, and I feel you with us, and to thank the artist for creating this exhibit, which I think was very meaningful.
We have one of our veterans who took part in this, and a very short time later fell victim to the 22. And if we could just have a moment of silence for Damon Ziegler to show that we still support him and we love him and we think about you every day, man. Thank you guys.
Ziggy!
limited edition art book of the portrait series Depicting the Invisible has been published. All proceeds go to Freedom Fighters Outdoors, an amazing organization helping veterans with PTSD. I hope this work can be a catalyst for social change. Specialist Ken Weinert said, "We need to tell our stories so it will be better for the next generation of veterans coming home, because the invisible wounds of war are just as devastating as the visible ones." I hope this work inspires a better understanding of PTSD.
And my words is a lack of having that brotherhood again, knowing no matter what the situation is, you have someone there for you. Share personal information with you that, sometimes we live in regret with, and it's hard for us to even talk about with our families.
What are we telling them? Because we're nervous about it. It makes us nervous. It's hard. It's like running around this room day.
Like a lot of people ask me, why are you still here? And I tell them to this freaking day, my kids. So what are these guys right here in FFO? Man, oh my gosh, I don't want to know where I'll be at right now.
Susan's artwork here, it's changed our life a lot. We don't have a disorder. It's post-traumatic stress.
My name's Mary Cobbs, and I want to tell Rena that I'm